Hey there, bro. I'm trying to see if I can put this down now. Don't know what I was thinking, trying to hold it. I'm playing a game right now. It's going in the background, but it's gonna stay there because I almost forgot to make my video after class. So, one of your questions in the last video was about Doog being able to steal from a god. It was Lolth first, just so you know. not that that affects anything. And there's not much about powers of gods in 5e. So I made a decision to use my book Deities and Demigods, which you're familiar with, to make an executive decision as a DM. So what was summoned by the Drow priests and priestesses was not actually Lolth. It was an avatar of Lolth. And I gave that avatar a lot of the innate abilities given by an avatar of a god, or goddess in this case. One of those being True Sight out to 120 feet, which is phenomenal. It's ridiculous. However, seeing as that was a manifestation of a fraction of her power, I did not give it the innate ability from 3-5 deities to automatically succeed on every single roll. Because that would not be okay or possible. That would be an instant death for Doog. He would have been dead. And I don't think that's fair. Because he didn't sign up into that whole thing to fight a goddess. He signed up on that thing to go save a demigod, sort of, an ally of theirs, Noxorus, before. And it ended up being so that there was an avatar of a goddess there. So it wasn't really their fault. They didn't plan on going after a god. Now, if they do want to go after and fight an actual god, they will have a lot more of those abilities. I still don't think, because in 3-5 to 5, they've put in things like legendary resistances. I'm going to adapt that as well to the automatic successes. Instead of just being able to be used for resistances, they're also going to be able to use them to automatically succeed on certain things, such as perception checks, and to notice people and not be surprised, for instance. Also, only certain weaponry will be able to even touch them. It's basically like the level of the Tarrasque plus a bit. So, obviously they're not going to go in alone if they ever do actually go after it. And I didn't go all out because it was so phenomenal and lucky. Not even because of anything that Doog rolled, but it was lucky because he failed the check to avoid damage from the meteor storm that hit him. And I was looking at the level 9 spells going, what is she going to cast? She could have cast Time Stop and again just immediately killed him. It would have been over. Or I could have her do that and give him a chance. And when the damage added up, he had 1 hit point. And I wasn't going to steal that moment. However, he did flaunt a goddess. And an angry, vengeful, torturous one at that. So, there will be repercussions for that, just like there will be repercussions for the fire plane. It all depends on if they live long enough to see those repercussions happen. At this point in the game, I'm not really worried about challenging them anymore, because as I had said before, they are very, very, very powerful at this point, and challenging them in a combat status is not as good as challenging them outside of it. From a story perspective, threatening the things they love, threatening the things they care about, demanding compensation of some sort. So they have a few things they would like to do, one of them being leading them down into the abyss itself. They're literally staring at a hell-like landscape and going, yeah, we're going to go down there. And it's probably going to happen this weekend. So I don't want to steal away that moment of glory together, because I honestly don't know how it's going to go, but if they are going to die, I would rather them die together rather than just one of them go out and die against a god. But it would be a cool way to go out. But it was a much better story, and you know how I feel about the way story mechanics work in my games. So that's the background on that, and I'm already out of time. So happy 302nd episode of this, and we're almost done.